Well, the world's best cornhole players are back in Owensboro for the World Championships. This competition at the Convention Center kicked off this morning with singles, with doubles following later in the day. Players from across the country will spend the weekend playing in the tournament, pumping thousands of dollars into the economy. The organization hosts professional cornhole tournaments all across the country where players of all skill levels compete for rankings and prizes.
I won my King Cornhole World Championship title in this building, so I absolutely love this place. I come back every time we're here. I love this sport. I mean, it's just getting bigger every year. When I started about 8 years ago, it wasn't as big, but it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Well, that event ends tomorrow night.